Hi, and welcome to another video on object-oriented programming in C#. With me, Marinas Toman. Okay, so in this video, I just want to go through a simple workflow with GitHub. So what we would do to save our code, after we've made some significant changes. So I have GitHub desktop already downloaded and ready to go, and this is my local repository that's connected to this remote repository on GitHub. But let's say you wanted to, for the first time, clone this. So the first thing you want to do is copy the link here. Okay, so that's copied to clipboard. And then you can open up GitHub desktop, go up to File, and then Clone Repository. So if you go over to github.com, you'll see, this is basically just a list of your own repositories. GitHub Enterprise doesn't apply to us, so this is the one that you want to go for. So just the URL. So if you go and you give the URL of whichever repository you want. So so this is basically saying that this local path already exists and it's got files or folders in it. A folder that contains files, so it has to be an empty folder, but that's because I've already cloned this, so I'm not going to do it again. So yeah, you choose your local path wherever you're going to store all of your repositories on your local machine. And then once you put in the URL, you just hit clone, and then it will show you up here that the current repository you're in, and where the local path to it is. Okay, so let's say now that we've cloned the repository, so we've basically got a connection now to this remote repository. So let's start up Visual Studio. Okay, and we will create a new project. Let's just say a console app. And what we'll do here is we'll just leave that the same, and maybe say week 1. Solution. And then as long as we navigate to where your repo is on your local machine, as long as you get to that, that's the folder that you want to select. Okay, so you hit select, and of course I have it here. I have it open in my Explorer here. So you can see that this project is now going to be created in that file in a directory named after the solution, which is week 1 solution, and then in another directory named after the project. Okay, so it's going to create 2 directories for us to start to create a file structure. And usually we don't want to use top level statements. We want to see the namespaces. Okay, so you can see in the window here that it has already created that file structure. So I'll just give Visual Studio a second to load. Okay, so now you can see the application is here. In our Solution Explorer, we've got a new solution and a new project. So if we go over to Git Changes, you can see now there's 3 changes here now. So what we could do is, we could select these one by one, or we could just, commit everything all together, commit all. But as it says here, a message for commit is always required. So if we wanted to commit that now, we could do it here. We could, type in our message, click commit all, and that would commit all of our changes to the local repository. The other way that we could do this is, so now you can see in the same in GitHub desktop. So because it's looking at the same local repository, it's saying, you know, we've got 3 different changes, and you can look through and you can see, you know, exactly what was changed. So there was 10 lines added here, and that's just, you know, the 10 lines in this program. And you can see, you know, the name of the file. There was a solution that was added, you know, solutions, a load of different information. And then there was another file added which just describes our project. So again, you know, you can select these one by one, so you could commit them, you know, one by one. And once you do it one at a time, GitHub Desktop actually gives you this default. It will give you, you know, a default commit message. So then you really need to just put in a description. But if you're committing everything at once, then you need to, you know, make up your own commit message. So once you type in, you know, you start to type in something, then this button will become active and you will be able to commit then. So once you commit, it will tell you then, you know, that you can push here. Okay, so this is really just, this is committing it locally to the local repository. The same as after you press this commit button, it's just committing it locally. And then what you have to do afterwards is you have to push it to the remote repository, and this in GitHub Desktop, that's just this button here. You'll see this changing from fetch to push. And in Visual Studio, it's just this button here on the Git Changes tab. So just push, and then we have the pull button, a sync, so that basically does a pull first and then a push. So whichever way you want to do it, both ways are available to basically clone and then pull and push to GitHub. So we're really only going to worry about that for now. We're not going to worry about branching or, you know, anything too complex yet anyway, until later in the semester. So if you so now we can see, you know, that these files are in here. We've got a solution and, you know, all of that good stuff. So if we went back to GitHub Desktop and we said you can right click this and you could stash all changes, so that just basically saves it locally, or you could discard all changes. And what that would do is just delete all of these files. Basically, you know, as it says, it would just discard them. Okay, so that's everything for the video. Thanks for watching.